If I can help somebody as I travel alone, if I can help somebody in a word or a song, if I can help somebody from doing wrong, Lord, that's when my living shall not be in vain. So yesterday, I don't often do this. I only typically actually do this for my family. But yesterday, I had the honor and the privilege of witnessing the homegoing celebration of Miss Ghislaine. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Ghislaine Mills. Mrs. Mills is the mother of one of my frat brothers, Brian Mills. And I wanted to do this because honestly, Brian, I walked away so inspired by reading your mother's dash. That space between birth and death and what you do with your dash. Sometimes it can be this big. Sometimes it can't even be enough to fill up a program. This program is full of pictures and descriptions of the things that she was able to accomplish in her life, but I get the sneaky suspicion that honestly it just didn't cover everything that Mrs. Mills did or represented. First of all, I didn't know, Brian, that you were Haitian, that you had that in your history and in your bloodline. But Mrs. Mills, first of all, I think it is extraordinary when someone is able to pick up their lives and move from one country to another. There are people who have not moved from one city to another, have never even left their state, let alone visited another city or another country like that. And she moved. She moved and she met and married the love of her life together through the binds and bounds of matrimony. They bore 6 children. During that time, not only did she go put herself through school and go to school and received a higher education, but she also made sure that her children all had piano lessons as they were cultured and what was going on in life and made sure that they had something to hang on to. And then she and her husband also made sure that all 6 of their children went on to higher education and got their college degrees. Some went on to be doctors and had master's degree. And in the midst of all of that, she was able to care for her mother and care for another family member, making her household a household of 10. And from what I could see, a household of love. And some people raising 6 kids is their dash in life. And it stops right there. But for Mrs. Mills, she not only had that as a part of her journey, but she also learned several different languages and she taught from those languages that she learned and she was fluent and she didn't stop there. She went on and she was a renowned seamstress and dealt in tapestries and colors and painting and she loved to dance and she taught from those perspectives and I just can't imagine. I feel like when I was reading her obituary or her dash, I said, what am I doing with my life? Am I doing enough? In her 85 years, she had done so much. Am I doing enough? Was my question. I left there, honestly, for real. I left there saying, I'm not doing enough. And when I leave here, I need to check into what other classes and courses I can be taking that I can be expanding, that I could be growing, that I could not only did what caught me was not only did she raise children and raise them well, and they're all successful and they're all doing something, but she also made sure her life was full, her own life as a woman. Because before you're a wife, before you're a mother, before you're a grandmother, you're a woman. So she made sure that her own life, her personal journey, was full. And not only did she make sure it was full, but she made sure she gave to people. That was extraordinary to me. And at the end of the day, when the dash is done, what was most important was that her faith and her religion reigned supreme, that they were on top of all of those things first. I'm so grateful. I'm a little sad that I never got a chance to meet her on this side of glory. But I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to just catch a glimpse of who Mrs. Mills was and who she is, who she continues to be through the lives of her children and grandchildren. I didn't know. I understand you now, Brian, a little bit. I didn't know that you were the baby of the family. I'm the baby of the family. We're the strongest. I get it now. I see you a little bit clearer now because I understand that I have an extraordinary mother myself. So I understand that kind of legacy that you stem from. But I just am so grateful to have been a part of that. And I just wanted to say that to you and your family. And it was just such a blessing. It was just an extraordinary blessing to be a part of that. Let me say this too. There was a woman there who sang, oh my God, and all she did was go, ooh, in some parts of the song, man, she floored me. I'm gonna get off because it's 7 minutes in. I'm gonna get off, but that was an extraordinary experience. That service.